Who are you? Take a few seconds to write this down. So you can write down, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a son, I'm a business builder. Whatever you think you are, write it down. Pause this video, write it down. So what you've probably written down is, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a boyfriend to my girlfriend, I'm a son. But what you have to notice is that you are observing yourself as if you are a third party. So there's an I that is observing me, and that's the core concept that I want you to see. So what you see is that there's an I observing me, but who is the real I? That's the question we'll dive into in this video. How most people think is that we think that we are the labels we put onto ourselves. We think that what we are is a husband to our spouse, or a worker to our boss, or an employer to our employees. We think that what we are is our thoughts, our feelings, our bodies. We think that what we are is our brain, or our personality, or our character. Build up this whole concept in our minds of who we think we are and what we think our identity is. And the moment that identity gets attacked, we get hurt. The moment our wife is upset, we get hurt. The moment our favorite football team loses, we get hurt. The moment someone says to you something about your job, we get hurt. And then the question is that the best way to live? What we are essentially doing is letting our external world dictate our internal feelings we have about ourselves. And isn't there a better way to live? To get there, we need to answer the question that has shifted my entire perspective, and that is the question, who am I? It might seem like a super simple question, but it's one of the deepest questions you can ask yourself. To get there, let's determine what you are not. So to determine what am I, we have to determine what you are not. So the first question we can ask ourselves, are we our thoughts and our feelings? No, because our thoughts and feelings, they come and go. And then we can ask ourselves, are we our bodies? No, that's also not the case, because in 7 years, every cell in your body renews, making sure you have an entire new body. So that means that we are not our bodies. The key thing you have to see here is that the I, the person that you really are, never changes. Your thoughts can change, your feelings can change, your body can change, but that I never changes. You can, for example, also look at a picture from you as a child and you now. Would you say that's a different person? No, right? It's still you. And then the question is, who is that you? Who is that I? I is something more than the body. I is something that is never changing. So then another question we can ask ourselves, are we our names? No, because if I go to the municipality right now, I change my name, it doesn't change who I am, right? And how about our brains? Are we our brains? Well, researchers have shown is that our brains change all the time, that there are a lot of automatic processes that we don't really have control over. So can we say that we are our brains? No, not really. So for example, let's say your brain was altered. Would that change fundamentally who you are? No, right? For example, if you have someone that has dementia, sure, his personality changes, how you see that person changes, but does it affect the true person he is? No. And then you can talk about your career, right? But it doesn't mean if you're a lawyer, if you're a plumber, if you're a businessman. It doesn't change. If you change your career, it doesn't change the person you really are. So when you really understand who you are, no one can hurt you, because what you see is that you are not the identifications that you put on yourself. You are not, for example, the entrepreneur. You are not the fan of a football club. And then when something happens that hurts you, you can see it in a different light, because it's not really you, it's affecting the me, it's not affecting the I. So criticism doesn't really hurt the person we really are, it only hurts the me. It only hurts the concept other people have in their mind about us, and the concepts we have in our minds about who we are. Nothing external that can hurt you, that can hurt the core being that you are. But if you keep on identifying with the me, the person you are not, then you are setting yourself up to get hurt. To give you an example, if you are happy if someone compliments you, then you are setting up yourself for getting hurt if that person changes his mind about you. And is that the best way to live? Then we are only letting our happiness dictate on external things. And we want to control it ourselves, internally be happy, and then show that to the world. So what is the real benefit of knowing about this? Are you some enlightened being that will never get hurt again? No. I still get hurt, I still get upset when someone says something to me. But these concepts, or this concept of asking myself the question, who am I, getting deeper into that, it's completely changed my life, because it's made me see the things that I'm not and the things I shouldn't identify with. And then if something hurts me, I can just ask myself, is this truly hurting me, or is it just hurting the concept I've put up in my mind? And then the question is always quite simple, and you stop getting hurt. What we've done in this video is contemplate about the question, who am I? And we've looked at things that you are not. Now, the steps you can take from here is contemplate that question further. Just ask yourself that simple question, who am I? And then you'll see, if you ask yourself, hey, am I the thoughts I'm having right now? No, because in an hour I can have different thoughts, so it's not really who I am. Am I the emotions that I'm experiencing? No, because I can have a different emotion in 5 minutes and it doesn't really change who I am. And if you keep on asking yourself that question, you will realize who you truly are, and then everything will become a lot easier because you're not so identified with everything. So a practical way to use this philosophy is what I personally use is when I get hurt, when there's something that upsets me, I ask myself, is this hurting the I or is it hurting the me? So the me is the fake concept you have of yourself, all the identifications that you have, and the I is the true you. The answer is always the me, and if you have that answer, you can logically see that it shouldn't hurt you. This is what spirituality is all about. Spirituality is just a shortcut to experiencing more joy, more happiness in life. You shouldn't take it too big. You shouldn't look at all the things you think you know about spirituality, like astrology and maybe other things that you would call woo-woo. Just look at it very practically. How can I use this to help me live a happier life? How happy would you be if you wouldn't be upset about external things? That's the question you should ask yourself. That's it for this video. You can like, comment, subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next one.